Today, I wanted to tell you why we actually don't recommend advertising, digital advertising, to most of the financial advisors we work with. This video is prompted by a number of prospect meetings or consultations we've had recently, where advisors have come to us and said, hey, we want to get serious about our digital marketing. We've set aside some money to run some ads. What would you recommend that we do? And I think most of them have been surprised that our default recommendation is usually don't do digital advertising, at least not yet, and here's why. One of the things that makes digital marketing for financial advisors a bit different than most of the rest of the world, we like to use the phrase, you're not selling a $20 t-shirt. You are asking someone to trust you with their financial future. That's a huge ask. The result is that there's a much higher level of trust that's needed for most people to become an actual client. Not just check you out, not just learn more, but to become a client and move their financial planning to you. That's why word of mouth to this day is still the #1 driver of new clients for financial advisors. It's in many ways the shortcut for that trust building. I know this person and they trust you. That's a good enough start. But when we talk about advertising, we're actually talking about skipping that step. We're trying to help you connect with new clients at scale. We still need to build that trust in the absence of kind of that word of mouth referral. See, the thing about digital advertising though, paying to place an ad in front of your ideal client, is that there's not that introduction, but we still need the trust. The buying cycle is much longer for you than most people who use advertising. And as you can imagine, we still need to build that trust. And yet, we do paid ad spend for a number of our clients. So how do we use it and why we use it? That's the initial conversation we generally have with financial advisors. But a second question usually comes up. I know that you guys do paid ads for other advisors. Why are you telling me not to? So before we get to how we use this and why we use this for certain advisors, let's start with the #1 reason we tell people not to. We've already mentioned the need to build trust. People are not going to trust you with their financial future the first time they meet you, especially digitally, if they don't have an introduction. The problem is for many of these advisors that come to us and say, hey, we want to get started on digital advertising, they have put little to no effort into their organic marketing. As a quick jargon note, organic marketing is all the other marketing that you're not paying for the placement. It's free to post on social media, it's free to send an email, whereas you pay to place something in front of your ideal target audience, such as Facebook ads or Google ads or LinkedIn ads. The problem with doing paid advertising is that you are paying to put your brand in front of brand new faces that are new to you, but then there's no follow-up. When it comes to new introductions, we wish they would turn into clients sooner, but for financial advisors, now is the time you start building that trust now that you've made an introduction to your ideal client. If you're doing no organic marketing on the back end, if you're not doing social media, if you're not doing website, blogging, content marketing, if you're not doing email nurturing and follow-ups, you have a hit or miss window on that initial ad. In our experience, it's generally a waste of money to do paid advertising with no organic nurturing to back it up. I like to say doing paid ads is like inviting someone over to your house when your house isn't fully built. You can invite them to the plot of land, but if there's nothing going on there, it's not a good look. So that's the main reason we tell people not to jump into paid ads. You need to work on your organic marketing, building and representing your brand well first. So let's talk about 2 of the strategic ways we like to use ads for financial advisors. Now think again of this sales cycle from first introduction to conversion to a client, or let's just say first call, consultation call. That window of time is a little bit long for financial advisors because of the importance of your pitch. You're asking for something really big. What we use ads for are expediting certain steps of that process to move them from introduction to conversion or first call. Let's start at the beginning of that funnel and let's say the introductions. We use smaller ad spends to help fill our clients' audiences with more ranks of their ideal clients. For example, if there's a specific industry that you specialize in, or maybe you work with business owners or pre-retirees in the 50 to 65 window, your audiences on your social media followings or your email lists, we want to be filling those with fresh faces who are in your ideal client profile. So sometimes we'll allocate a small ad spend to make sure there are fresh faces filling those ranks on a regular basis. That way, as we are building the size of your audience, we also again have that organic marketing, nurturing them, helping them get to know you, getting familiar with your face, your expertise, your personality, your philosophy as a planner. All those things build the trust as we move down this funnel. Assuming we're building that audience, assuming we are building trust by putting out high value content, we still want to use a sort of catalyst that moves people from spectator to participant. It's one thing for them to consume your content, it's another thing for them to step out of the crowd, identify themselves to you, and give you the opportunity to nurture that relationship further. This is the kind of situation in which we run lead magnet ads. Yeah, we do occasionally test the waters outside of our existing following, but a lot of times when we build lead magnet campaigns, we are heavily targeting the existing audience that we're building. A lot of times when we run lead magnet campaigns, we are targeting the existing audience that we are building. But again, we target an introduction on the front end, we target a conversion to a lead on the back end, and in the middle, the organic marketing builds trust and adds value. There are special cases where we will jump right to lead generation from first introduction, but those are really specific, usually money in motion moments. A few examples of this. One would be a large-scale employer changing their pension plan. Another would be a state or the federal government changing some of their tax rules in a way that we can help people capitalize on new benefits. Sometimes when there is a specific decision point, a money in motion moment, you can target that with more specific value. So to wrap it up, my recommendation is do not try and jump into paid digital advertising unless you have a strong brand presence and consistent organic marketing to build trust once you've introduced yourself. With that organic marketing as the core of your strategy, we like to use a little bit of ad spend on the front end of your funnel to fill your audience with ideal clients, and we like to use a little bit more ad spend on the back end of the funnel to help convert people from spectators to participants, from audience to leads. In the middle, we build that trust, and there is no substitute for trust in advisor marketing. Thanks for following along. I hope you found this helpful. See you next time.